Nadine Dorries, the backbench firebrand who's become a budding biographer of her own waistline. In her latest column, she reveals that with the help of Mujaro, she's shed the weight faster than a Daily Mail scandal disappearing in the second printing. But now the real work begins, holding on to the size 10 while avoiding any Ozempic face fillers that might transform her cheekbones into tiny Mount Etnas. And here's the rub. Could Nadine make the taxpayers who've already endured her political diet of cultural carbs and frothy fats foot the bill for her slim down via expense claims? The justification would be something along the lines of the necessary personal expense incurred to continue the vigorous journalistic duties, presumably in a size 10 trouser suit. Perhaps she'd argue that the nation's welfare hangs on whether she's trim enough to tackle pre-diabetes, or that those persistent GP phone calls are occupational hazards. She might be missing a trick if she didn't at least try to sneak it onto her medical expenses. After all, if staying lean and mean enhances her capacity to take on another entire page in the Daily Mail, or indeed pen another scathing memoir, or scribble another instalment of her Four Streets diatribe, surely that's in the public interest, isn't it? Nadine Dorries, the alternative to Matt Hancock in your life. Matt Hancock, the man who climbs into the stationery cupboard to make it move. I haven't been able to do that for 4 weeks because of an infection and a dreadful cough, which seems to be lifting today. Celebrations. I remember a few years ago I was doing panto and I actually lost my voice, and today I've still got this little crack in my voice which makes me sound more like Judi Dench than somebody out of a silent film. But without the help of there was this wonderful person called Charlotte Steen, who's now appearing in Wicked, and she guided me through voice exercises and throat exercises to get to a point where I could at least perform every night. It meant trying to even out my voice, and I've been using some of those exercises in the last month. But my goodness, this has been a tough one, and the support available through the NHS is zero, and I think that ought to change, really. There have been times when I've knocked myself out coughing, and it's so strange when you faint, because you can remember the bit beforehand, you can remember the bit after, but there isn't a blackness. There's just a nothing for the bit that you missed. And I was recording a video the other day, and I had to pause because I was coughing, but I didn't pause the video. And it was so extraordinary to look at the point where I passed out. And then come round and sort of, even with no one there, I feel I'm apologising. But as I say, the NHS has been monumentally useless, and my local surgery even more so.